Hello everybody, my name is Bucky and welcome to the Long Way YouTube channel. On this inaugural episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about the garage we work out of, why we decided to start a YouTube channel, and we're going to unveil a project that's been 2 years in the making that I think you guys are going to really like. Please stay tuned. 33 years ago, my wife and I left a German military base with no money and no plans. We flew back to the United States and we began a life with nothing but effort and attitude. And now here we are 33 years later. We've got a successful careers and we've got a pretty busy personal life. 3 children, 4 grandkids, a lot of grandkids on the way. We've been truly blessed. But 11 years ago, we broke ground on what's always been a dream of mine, to build a shop. We did everything ourselves except the concrete. We erected it, we filled it with tools, and then we were open for business. Not for sales of any kind, but every time a family member needed anything done, be it a boat needing to be rebuilt, a transmission, a fuel system, a lift kit, a stereo, we brought it here. And it quickly developed a name of its own. People started calling it the Just Get It Here Garage, because they knew I wasn't going to go anywhere to work on anything else. I would only work on it here. So it's been lovingly the Just Get It Here Garage ever since then. And about 2 years ago, my wife and I were running around and we saw a 5-ton truck that had been bobbed. I think they call them bob deuces. And my wife's like, oh, that reminds me of my grandpa's water truck. When she was a little girl, she would ride with her grandpa all over the countryside, delivering water to people in an old truck called Geronimo. So ever since we saw that first 5-ton, she's been wanting one. So about 2 years ago, a buddy of mine called me and says, hey man, I got a couple of 6x6s that I think you'd be interested in. I thought he was talking about 6x6 posts because we were building a porch at the time. And I said, well, I don't know, man, send me some pictures. And lo and behold, whenever the pictures came through, it was 2 6x6 water trucks from a volunteer fire department in Oklahoma. And I said, oh wow. So he sent me the location and I got a hold of the guy that was selling them and we rolled out and looked at them. After some cussing and discussing and evicting some coons and a couple of lessons about bar bait and dead mice, we went and picked it up. So here's a montage of kind of how that went. When we got there, it was clear that the trucks had been sitting for a long time and rodents had set up shop there and we couldn't get the truck started. And once we got the truck started, we couldn't get the brakes undone. So it took quite a bit to get them running. Got the truck running good. There were 2 trucks that we had to deal with. There was one primary water truck, and then there was an actual volunteer fire department brush truck. We got the trucks running. It was about 10 miles back to where we had been staying. And I asked my wife, I said, I don't know how we're going to get these things back. I guess we'll just leave them here. And she said, oh, hell no. You're going to send this thing. We're going to send it right now. So I checked the brakes and I made sure that all the gauges were working and we got out on the interstate and off we went. And I was nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof, just knowing if I blew this thing up on the side of the road, I wouldn't have no way to get it out. But we got it back to where we were going. We loaded up the other truck on a semi from a buddy of mine, and we loaded it up and took it back home. And then we came back and got the white truck, which is the one that we're going to build just a little bit after that. Once we got it home, we took the water truck bed off of it and sold it. We located a troop carrier bed. We got it all put together. We got it washed, and man, we were so happy with it. Once it was cleaned up, we drove it around town. We took it to a couple of touch-a-trucks where kids are allowed to go and touch trucks, and we were really happy with it. Even though it was a very capable truck, it wasn't very practical. It wasn't big enough for me. I'm 6'4". And I have to lay down sideways to get in the truck. And whenever we take the grandkids anywhere, we don't have enough seat belts to take them legally. We knew we had to make a change. So we scoured the internet looking for trucks that was in our price range. We knew we wanted something that was a 4-door truck. We knew we wanted something that had suicide doors. But when we looked on the internet, we never found anything that we thought would fit what we were looking to do. And so when we looked at having it done for us, it was $20,000 and 6 months wait just to get a truck built. I was scrolling on my phone one night and I came across an episode of Full Custom Garage where Ian Rousseau had taken a 10-ton truck and a donor cab and put it together and made this awesome quad cab truck. And I'm like, man, that's exactly what I want to do. I think I can make that happen. And he did it in 40 minutes. So surely it can't be that hard to do. Famous last words. So we pulled the truck in the shop and started ripping it apart. If you guys want to go check out Little Garage Jank, he's doing about the same project and he's got a great video on how to get the truck tore all the way down and ready to start building back. So go check him out. So we got the shop cleaned up, got the truck pulled in and started pulling it apart. Pulled the battery boxes out, pulled the seats out, threw them on the floor, got the intakes pulled off, pulled the exhaust off, and started cutting on the cab. And that's when this happened. The entire floor was rotted out. The back fell off and the floor was in pieces. There was actually a floor on top of the floor that was rotted out with a floor underneath the floor. In the picture you're seeing now, I didn't do any of that. That was already removed. That's what it looked like underneath the floor that I pulled out. So my workload just tripled and it took weeks to get all of that steel that you see there pulled off and to get down to the bare bones where I could even start to begin to build again. Trash after trash after trash. I kept cutting and cutting and cutting, and it took forever. But eventually we got it all pulled apart and started building back. The wall had actually fell off. The back wall was supposed to be welded across in 5 places. The beam was so rotten that it just fell off on the back of the rails. So we knew we had to build that back again. We went and got some really strong 2x4 by 1/8 inch steel, and we started building cross beams. We used 3x3 cross beams to go back and 2x3 cross beams across the middle to build support. We also added brand new cab mounts that we turned down out of F350 mounts that we had left over from a previous build. I actually made an extra beam and an extra set of cab mounts because I knew I needed to add that to the back to support what we were trying to build. So once we got all the beams made, we got them in place, we got everything squared up, and then we welded the back bracket in. We wanted to make sure that it was level and plumb so that it was holding the cab up properly. It made a framework that would support the new cab and the new floor. We also built in new cab corners, and we also had welding tabs out of 2x2 angle iron so that we would make sure the floor had support all the way up in the corners. And where we had cut the doors off, that had angle iron as well. We bought extra angle iron here to support the door to make sure we had that lateral support for torque. What's up, everybody? Well, we're going to wrap video 1 today, and I want to thank all you guys for sticking with us all the way to the end. I'm going to take a couple of minutes here and get the stove stoked up, and then we're going to have a little bit of story time. I'm going to kind of walk you guys around some of the finer points of episode 1, the inaugural edition, and talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing coming forward. I think you guys will like it. It's pretty exciting. So let's go get this fire stoked up. So me and the girls are here in the shop. We got the fire built, getting a little bit warmed up in here. But while we're waiting to get started, I want to thank you guys for kind of getting through the first video. I know it's tough with the camera angles and the bad acting. So I just wanted you guys to know I'm going to be getting better at how we do editing and how I shoot the videos. And a lot of that first video was nothing but stills, and that's hard to watch. So you guys that made it to the end, I appreciate it. Everything we do going forward is going to be with the thought process of how it looks better for you, because at the end of the day, you guys are kind of what this is all about. I'm going to be doing this stuff anyway. I love doing it, and I want to bring you guys along and show you how I do it. Not necessarily the right or wrong way, just the way I do it. I try to find shortcuts to do things a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit better and a little bit safer. So that's kind of what I want these videos to do for you. And we're going to be doing all kinds of things, from dozer work to truck repair to, we might go fishing, we might go hunting, who knows. But we're going to bring you guys along, and those of you that stuck along this long, I really do appreciate it. Now, Me and these girls ain't gonna do a whole lot. This is about all they do is lay around and eat and sleep. But we're gonna get up and get busy. I'm gonna kind of show you guys some things about the first video where we got the truck in the shop, pulled it apart. You guys saw that. But then again, I didn't really cover how we built the back side of the cab. I'm going to walk into that a little bit and show you guys what that looks like. And then we'll do a little bit of a preview for what we're doing to get the floor put in so we can start working on the good stuff. So stand by. So one of the things I really didn't go over well was this piece of angle iron that we added all the way around and in the middles to catch this piece of floor. I know I'm spoil alerting some of this stuff over here, but you guys know we're working on the floor. So I'm going to show you the back side. It's the easiest side. It's got the most straight cuts on it. So as you guys can see, we did rosette welds. We built you guys saw the nice little frame that we built out of 2x6s, 3x3s, and 2x3s. But what you didn't get a whole lot of is this right here. This is what we're using to hold the floor up. And then once we get the doors on, there's another trim piece that's going to come in and seal that in as good as stock. Now, the doors have to have this drop down and this drop down to catch the standard door pocket or door seal from the original doors. So I'm going to go into that in depth, but I didn't really want to do that on the first video. I just want to wrap up kind of where we're at. Now, I'm really, really happy with how these cab corners turned out. Now, these were not fun to make because they go from a 2x6 to a 3x3. How you do this is you take your straight piece, you cut it off back here, you put this turn in, which I got from here. I got this radius from right here, and then copied it on a piece of cardboard, laid the cardboard down here, and then this was going straight out. I just made this cut, made this longer, and did it on both sides, and then just hammered this over, and then start tacking it in. And then over here, you do the same thing coming the other way. You cut it out, pie cut it, and hammer it in, and then it all lays in there nice and neat like that. And I gotta say, that's some of the prettiest metal work that I've done. So it's good that I did it on a video that you guys are watching. And there's our cross beam that we didn't build that one, but we did rebuild the cab mounts, and we got this piece here in. And so this is what's supporting the new add-on that we built. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on what that looked like. This is going to be coming up in a future video where we had to cut these out. There's a real neat way to do that. And then we've got a whole lot of stuff that's going on up here that's it's going to take about a month to get through because it is very, very technical. So, okay, you guys know what to do. If you're getting value from what we're doing here and you're learning anything, or you just like to watch the channel, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever we're putting new things out. I've got lots of videos ready to cut and put out. So if you guys want to keep up to date, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.